Hi, welcome to Africa Oil Week. I'm Malcolm Graham Wood from Malcy's blog, which I'm writing this week from Cape Town. I hear that you're a joint venture partner with VSA Capital, is that right?
Yes, we are.
What does that involve? What do you do with them?
So in 2013, when we started Moshe Capital, it was very important for us to be a South African company, but that has a global presence. As part of that journey, last year, we started our partnership with VSA, which gives us access to the UK markets, to the exchange controls, to the LSE and AIM for our companies, so for African-owned companies that want to list on those exchanges. But not only that, it also gives us access to Europe, and with VSA's partnership in China, it means that we have access to China. And that brings an interesting angle because, as you know, Africa has a lot of business that it does with China, but we found that most of our clients do not understand how to do business in China. So we actually assist them in the strategy for China, as well as how to actually partner with Chinese companies.
And how do you see the Chinese economy at the moment? Because I'll come back to you about South Africa in a minute, but you've recently visited China, I hear.
Yes.
How did you find that?
So firstly, I mean, this was the first investing in Africa mining in Daba, the China version. Yeah. So we partnered with them as well as VSA to cover what do Chinese companies want, especially on mining, and through that introduce some of our clients. What was interesting to me is, as everybody knows, the Chinese economy has slowed down a bit, but their entry into Africa and continuous investment into Africa has not stopped. Yeah. There are certain assets and commodities that they're looking for from Africa. And I found it also interesting how the investors were different. Initially, when you used to think about Chinese investors, you would think about state-owned entities. Yeah. Now you have private capital. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You have trade finance that can come into the countries, and people who are looking for commodities as well. So the change in the investor means different type of partnerships and opportunities for the African mining companies that we took to China.
And coming back to UK and Europe, you've got a portfolio of companies who are looking to go to Europe and the UK.
Yes, we do.
And how's that coming along?
Interestingly, for certain sectors, Europe and the UK are the hot spots of where to raise capital. So when you look at energy and you look at agriculture, we still see a lot of capital coming from Europe and from the UK. And when you go into mining, the capital is now starting to come from the East. So that has been an interesting change in market sentiments of what they want from Africa.
Excellent. Mametja Moshe, you CEO and founder of Moshe Capital. Thank you very much for joining us at Africa Oil Week. Pleasure to see you. Thank you very much.